Hello, this is Savage, and this is Audio Log 3. So, in the span of the last 24 hours, or not really, a little bit more than that, I had gone over this wonderful idea. It really started with a video from some company that thought what the future would look like with technology. And one of the technological advances that they showed was a screen. And this screen, it wasn't just a screen, it was like a computer, like a laptop or a tablet, I think is a good way to put it. But this tablet wasn't restricted to normal conditions such as it has boundaries. No. It would even overlap over the edges. And there didn't seem to be any other interface other than just the screen itself. And it's a little bit more complicated than that, but that gives a good idea of what it looked like. And it had all the functions of a regular screen, from what it appeared. And that got my brain whirring. Keep in mind, they weren't actually trying to make this, as far as I can tell. This is just an idea of what they thought the world would look like in the future with technology. And that got me thinking, how would I even make that? How would that even exist? And then I looked, squids, octopuses, cuttlefish, they all have this kind of camouflage technology that, in my opinion, is the king of all camouflage, is the best of the best that biology and life in general has given us, or provided to life. If we take the skin pigment, and first let me explain how it works. See, there's little pigments within these skin. There's 4 layers, one that goes red, brown, and yellow. Then the next layer does all the other colors like blue and green. The next layer reflects light, and then the next layer does a little something else. I can't remember. It was chromatose, erythritose. I'm not very good at it pronouncing it. But anyways, these patterns would receive nerve impulses telling them to expand the pigment, changing what color, and they could be instantaneous in a matter of seconds. That's with chromatose, though. Erythritose were hormonal, or at least it's believed to be affected by hormones, which is a problem that will happen with this idea. See, take the skin and replace screens. It would cut down battery power cost. It would make it a lot more friendlier. It could make it flexible, like you could bend it without worrying about breaking the screen. The screens would be less breakable because this is spongy kind of stuff. Skin doesn't just break because it's so brittle. Then you have things like it could change instantaneously. You don't have the boundaries of borders. The problems I see with that, though, is protecting it, making it so the skin doesn't decay. I say skin, there's a word for it, I can't remember. Making sure the skin doesn't decay, and bioluminescence is another one. Oh, that's what the very final one did. The very final layer of skin, the very bottom one, did bioluminescence. And that's it. Not really certain how to do the bioluminescence. Then there's the problem of how would you supply the skin with nutrients to keep doing what it's doing? How would you keep it lit up? How would you actually connect all the nerves telling it to do these impulses? How would you... There's also the problem of the skin not reacting well with mechanical things. Combining them wouldn't be very healthy, or at least as I'm told. I'm talking to my biology teacher about this, and pretty soon here me and him will have a talk about it. He didn't have time when I brought it up to go into full detail, but he said he will talk to me more about it. I'm really interested into it. In other news, Judgment, the video game I'm making, has gotten some improvements to it. There's more stories and more clip arts, I guess you could say. There's also the buttons that switch between scenes. I haven't actually implemented that, but set up the artwork for it, and I've started planning it all out in my mind. Yesterday I didn't have much internet after I uploaded my last video, but I had a little project that somebody gave to me, a present really, I got a while ago, and I hadn't touched it in a long time because I didn't feel like it was right. Due to the lack of internet, I felt like it was a good time to build it, which it was. But one of the pieces of it was a little droid, and it just interested me so much looking at it, and I thought, what if it could talk back? What if I could talk to it and we could converse? Later on, I would call this Chatterbot, at least the idea. And I thought about it, I would need to do things like speech patterns, I need to speech recognition, I need to do vocalization with speakers, and then I'd also need to do other things, personality traits, responding to certain vocal cords, and then the movement of it itself. Then that is so much. Like, Cleverbot is a good example of this because it learns from human speech and learns from us, but it's a bit flawed, just a tad, in certain ways, such as the robot learns from human speech, speaking to it, but people always see it as a robot, and as such the robot is flawed thinking and presuming it's a human in some context, not artificially alive, but it responds in the same pattern as a human would respond to a robot, if that makes any sense. Yeah. In ChemPhys today, though, we did get to see a lot of chemical reactions. That was really cool. They put a lot of chemicals into a glass bottle. I'm not certain exactly how it was called, but the trick was called the mirrored bottle. And what they did was they put a cork on it and started shaking it. And as they shook it, the colors of the chemicals started changing, and I can presume combining and uncombining. I don't know how to even say that one. But to sum it up, in the end, the bottle turned and appeared to be made out of a metal and would be reflective, but that was really just the silver on the inside. We also got to hear a big explosion from Krakatoa. That was the volcano that we were going to watch, but unfortunately we replaced that with watching some videos. Watching actual chemical reactions in person. If we do have the time, though, later this Friday, we'll see a little something from anatomy. And our teacher, who is the anatomy teacher, which also teaches ChemPhys, will be showing us off some dissections of his own. At our own discretion, we can watch, and there will be also other things, such as he might not actually do it due to how fast we do it. Our group is about 3 weeks ahead of the other group, so we should be able to do it. And according to him, much more behaved, which I'm glad. And by other groups, I mean other classes. I am in honors ChemPhys, which I'm happy for. It's good. There's also the matter of, I guess, other personal matters with other people. I don't know if I'll ever go much into this because this is very personal, and I don't know what my limits are here. Again, this is only my third time ever doing this, but I'm pursuing a girl, I guess you could say, a female of the Homo sapien race. I've never been much of a ladies person, a ladies man. I've never really understood people that well. I mean, there are I guess, according to my friend, I can make friends out of anybody. That just makes me sound, how do I put it, arrogant is a good word to put it. I don't know. I know I have some people skills, and at other times I don't. It really just depends on your mindset, I guess. Confidence really is the best key. If you have confidence in yourself, and you consider every action that you do, so as to make sure you don't do anything stupid, you should be okay in life. And you won't always meet people. Always come to you. You need to go to people if you want something. That's what I've learned. It's not much, but it definitely does help. Confidence, go forward, and be smart about what you do. And don't do stupid stuff. Because in the end, that'll only backlash on yourself. Yeah. I could also talk about other stuff, but this right now is kind of droning on. So I'll probably pick it up another day. There's always more ideas I have, more stuff I could go over with you. Actually, my uncle, he does YouTube as well, little clips on video games. He knows how to do screen capturing of just recording of the screen, and I'm trying to talk to him, tell him, and ask him what program he uses to do that, so I can actually do things like time lapses for these videos and of the like. Well, over and out.